Okay, this is actually kind of take two, because the funny thing is I did the first one and I wasn't even in. You only got me from the chest down, and I kind of would like to be in it really. Anyhow, welcome to this little space of Rafa's wisdom. And what I really want to say and share with you today is that it is really important that we start where we are. That's the theme for today. Somehow, when we're crossing the threshold of new beginnings, be it relationship, being it a new diet, be it doing something that really scares us, be it sort of, shaping our bodies back to what it used to be it starting a new business, doing this even, somehow we just got to really kind of hone in our fears, look at them, and really start where we are. And by that I mean, I noticed recently that I've been doing quite a few new things really, and what has shown up is what we tend to do is we tend to procrastinate, waste a lot of time, sort of, consciously or unconsciously sort of walk around, avoid doing what really we need to do. And this has taken me about 30 minutes, even probably longer, to actually really be able to do this right now, because I have been challenged by a lovely group of friends, peers, coaching friends, who have supported me with my vision and my ideas. And one of the things I really wanted to do for some time now, and I've just not gone around to doing it, with all kinds of excuses really, not having the right equipment, not having the camera, and in essence, of course, we've all got our mobile phones now. I'm using a very small flip camera, and I just decided to bite the bullet and just really go for it and just start where I am. And I think sometimes we can use excuses really from having to avoid doing things that we really want. And more importantly, I think with the social media that's around at the moment, there is a lot of evidence and a lot of showing off, and there's a lot of doings and seeings and comparing, and it's no longer something outside of ourselves, if you like, but once upon a time we had publications and magazines, and yes, they still exist, but in essence it was people who we didn't know were doing things. Now it's people who we do know, and we're confronted a lot, I feel, and for me anyway, that there's a lot of competition, or a sense of feeling that if somebody's doing something you want to do and you're not doing it, that you're not right, or there's something wrong with you, or all that kind of comparison stuff really. And really what that brings up, I think, for us is the kind of shame-based idea that we're not good enough, or there must be something wrong with us, and I think that's really universal. I don't think we can ever escape it really, but I think it's about noticing where we are, what we want to do, and how we're going to overcome it. I believe that life can be lived joyfully, powerfully, expansively, and in so many ways. And this is what I do in terms of how I coach people. I try and get people out of what they really think that they can't do, or what keeps them holding stuck. And as a coach, even though I coach people on these issues, they're very much my own, and I'm always bypassing, or not actually bypassing is not the right word, but certainly trying to overcome my own challenges as well, and doing this today is one of them. So in starting where I am, I think it's a really, really powerful words of wisdom that I recently adopted that really helped me, or helps me, cross over what I feel to be a really difficult moment. Because I guess somehow we want to be really good at what we do. We want to be as good as what we've seen other people do. And that, if we're not careful, will hold us back. And I think what's really important is that somehow, wherever you are is where you are, and also wherever you are is good enough. And somehow taking that on board, I think it's really important to know that if you ever set up yourself against a challenge, just know that, just say to yourself, I am going to start where I am. Nobody achieves anything in life, contrary to what we might think or what we might view, by taking one big leap from where they have been all the way to the achievement or to the goal. We all know that it takes a lot of steps, and sometimes steps that we don't even realize that we've been going through to get to there. But We can sometimes structure the steps to get there, but in essence, we can only get where we want to get by taking the first few steps into that part. So where does that really bring me? It brings me to the moment to realize that I have started where I am. Here I am, talking to you guys, and just want to highlight the importance of getting through something when we really feel scared. Probably is the best thing we can do, because even if it's not all that good, the fact is we did it. You know, there's two ways. I couldn't have ended my evening tonight knowing that I have failed, and it's not a failing on anybody else's part, and it's not a personal failing on my part to think, well, but I have risen up to the challenge. And I think sometimes that when we do say that we're going to do something, there's a power in that. There is power in the fact that we've honored that word, we've honored the decision that we've made and stated, you know, because when we make a declaration or a statement to others, it really has much more of an intention. And it's a very hard thing to not honor it, because what happens is when we don't do what we say we're going to do, we all know that we tend to feel bad, you know, and even if we're not conscious of it, it kind of eats away in your mind, even however subtly. So I would suggest that in order to live vitally, that we really kind of come from a place of congruency, and even if it feels really uncomfortable to do something, sometimes just to make that one phone call or just to follow through in what you say you're going to do really gives you an energetic power that maybe you hadn't even noticed that that's what it gives you. And I can promise you that it really, really does. So I'm kind of noticing I'm really brambling on, so I'm going to kind of really end it here. And what I'd really like you to do as well is, my name is Rafa, and I have several things that I'd like to bring your attention to. And one of it is I have a group community page called Sacred Butterfly on Facebook, and that is a community page for anyone who wants to live a vital life. There I post some sharings and musings from other people, as well as my own newsletter gets reposted there. You can also click on the email button there to go on the mailing list if that's something that moves you. Alternatively, I also have several meetups, and I have a meetup called My Life on a Plate, which is a foodie. I do work as a cook on occasions privately, and I work for homes, families and private residents, and that is a social group, and that's always really fun, and I'm getting more active on that because it's actually been quite dormant for a while. The other thing I have also is called the Liberty Lane Club, and that is for anyone who's committed to being a change agent and wanting to facilitate change in their lives. And that is also a social group, but much more about consciously engaging in some powerful workshops and meeting like-minded women and guys who are on that meetup. And lastly, I've set up a new meetup called West London Women's Salon, and that is also very much about women gathering and sharing their musings, such as starting where you are, or the times that we're stuck, or issues on relationships, health, creativity, love, all the stuff that we really all thrive for, and we all know that we are engaged in really, and it's really important to engage in these things as well. So if any of these things really move you, do have a look at that. And most importantly, just to let you know that I have a business and a coaching and business called Global Model Coaching, and that coaching company, what it does is has you be powerfully living, and what I do is I question what model that you're living out of, and hopefully create a model of life that you really, really feel empowered to live out of. And that's me. So thank you very much for listening, and again, my name is Rafa, and I really, really appreciate you know, in fact myself for taking this step to doing this, and I think, great, I've done it. Thanks.